If you didn't watch today's game between South Carolina and Florida, you would have had no idea. At one point, this was a 9-3 ball game going into the 7th inning stretch. When South Carolina scored 3 runs in the top of the 7th, thanks in part to a Dalton Reeves 2-run homer, then another RBI hit, you would have thought, okay, South Carolina's probably going to hold on and win this thing no problem. But just like Florida's done all year, the 8th inning has been their inning all season long, where they've scored 40 runs coming into today in that inning alone. And what does Florida do? They go out and score 4 runs off of Roman Kimball and Connor McCreary, and just like that, it becomes a 9-8 game, and you're sweating like crazy if you're at home watching this game. Or if you're Mark Kingston or anyone on South Carolina's bench, you're wondering, how on earth are we going to win this game and get the final 3 outs to wrap this thing up? Or I should say, final 5 outs to wrap this thing up, because Florida was only trailing by 1 with 1 out, and their 2 best hitters coming up, Jack Caglione and Colby Shelton. And Kingston continued to trust McCreary, and even with how well Caglione had been swinging the bat, all you need is just your defense to play like they have been this weekend, and that's just what happened. Caglione lines out to second base right at Will Tippett, who was actually over on that second base side with the shift on, and then McCreary gets Colby Shelton to fly out to shallow right field. So inning over, but the job's not done. South Carolina still needs to get 3 outs, so after they go down in order in the top of the 9th, Mark Kingston goes with Tyler Pitzer, a freshman who was in the weekend rotation for a little bit, but got moved back to the bullpen after struggling. So this was his moment to go out there and show what he could do, and he gets the first out, no problem, right? Then he puts 2 guys on base, and you see the winning run at first base with 1 out, and it's almost like deja vu from that 8th inning of, okay, here we go again. What's Florida going to do to go on and win this game? Well, Pitzer ends up settling back in, lets the nerves settle down for a minute, and he gets a strikeout and then a ground out to first base. And when Gavin Cassis steps on that first base bag, it's a huge sigh of relief. And South Carolina, just like I was saying before, finds a way to hold on and win. So like I was saying before, until I was rudely interrupted by a random Florida fan trying to get his 5 seconds of fame. South Carolina holds on to win 9-8 in a real nail-biter that probably shouldn't have been a nail-biter, but at the same time, this is Florida. They're a good late-inning rallying type of team, and that's baseball sometimes. And South Carolina's able to hold on, and more importantly, clinch a series victory over the Gators on the road, hostile environment, all these factors. And now South Carolina's got a chance to go ahead and try to sweep the series tomorrow afternoon at 12 p.m. with Matthew Becker on the mound versus Jack Caglione. Should be a good one. I'll be back here in Gainesville for that final game of the series. Reporting from Conjured Family Ballpark in Gainesville, I'm Jack Veltri.